Well, Gary Ayres, you join us off the back of a quality game of football against the Werribee Tigers in round 3, but unfortunately a late fight back wasn't enough for us to get over the line as we went down by 12 points. How would you summarise what transpired on Saturday afternoon?
Yeah, disappointing, Sam. Obviously, we always go out, obviously, for a home game, and we're going to be doing everything we can to win the match. And we just let Werribee at times dictate the game, and we made some costly errors. And a lot of the little things in a game will build up to be the difference between whether you win or lose. And I thought we defended below the standards that we want. We gave away too many free kicks. We kicked inaccurately, and we didn't play to the structure nor the game style that we should have. Now, okay, you give credit where it's due, and Werribee were able to do that. Teams will counter-attack and they will score off your turnovers, and subsequently Werribee did enough to win the game, and yeah, we lost by 12 points. And even late in the last quarter, we still had an opportunity to potentially get our noses in front, and we just were incapable of putting enough scoreboard pressure on Werribee to have to get them to think, oh gee, what am I going to do now? Whereas we seemed to be on the back foot at appropriate times when I felt we should have been a little bit more positive about what we were doing.
So make no mistake that the Tigers thoroughly deserved their win, but from our perspective it just seemed throughout the day that some basic decision making and skill execution was lacking at certain times. So what do you put that down to? Obviously there's a greater amount of pressure within games once the season proper starts, but is it perhaps a case of some of our newer members of the side but not quite being fully cohesive at this stage?
Yeah, that was always going to be a thought in my mind anyway over the summer as to how quickly we can gel as a unit, and we have had a lot of change, and we still have got quite a bit of change in relation to something like 15 or 16 players on the injured list. So you serve up what you can in relation to personnel, but having said that, there was pressure out there, but I think we contributed to that pressure by making decisions that were reactive rather than proactive. And you've still got to keep your composure. You've still got to be able to initiate what you want to do and don't be dictated to by what Werribee wanted to do. And I thought structurally and also too tactically, we let ourselves down as well. And we're all in it together in relation to what we put out there week in, week out. And we just failed to take those moments when they were served up to us, and if you don't do that, well, of course you're going to lose, and it's a costly mistake on our behalf, and we've got 7 days or 8 days in this case to rectify it against Williamstown.
So as much as the seniors was a disappointing result, the development league side had a big win, so there now must be obviously a few players putting their hand up for senior selection this week. Yeah,
that was very, very good. Like, to win by in excess of 100 points certainly says that there's some good quality talent in our development side, and Johnny McKenzie's had a good couple of weeks, so he's certainly pushing really hard for senior selection. Young Mac Rivette continues to impress as a young midfielder. Certainly Josh Housel's been pretty solid across that sort of half back line. Mitch Hayes is another one who had a taste of senior footy over the practice matches. Sam Gilmore has also been good in the ruck and also too drifting forward, and I thought Lockie Waddell was also too able to play his best game, and he showed last year that when he comes in at senior level he can make an impact. So the nice thing is that the senior team didn't play well, and of course you've got some young boys pushing up who should get a go.
And the challenges don't get any easier. Williamstown next, our biggest and oldest rival. They're undefeated after 3 rounds and coming off a big win, so this is going to be an enormous test for the group.
Oh, it always is, Sam, and look, certainly our game is always about challenges, and of course where you actually make your mark in this game is being able to step up to that challenge and not step down. So we've got some important selection decisions to make this week. We've got to look at our structure, and I always said though from when we first came together over pre-season, how long is it going to take us to gel? And I guess the one positive that I took out of it on Saturday was that I didn't think we played very well at all, yet we lost by 12 points. So there's some really good ammunition to use on the training track this week, and also too going into this Sunday's game against Williamstown. And as you said, it's a huge game, but what better game to come up against undefeated Williamstown and see how good you can be against the arch rival.
Well, Gary, thanks for your time again on Borough TV. Bad luck on the weekend result, but hopefully we can have a good week on the training track and bounce back against Williamstown.
Yeah, thanks, Sam.